Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB the Sexy Ninja in the place to be for the Paper Saber Universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. And as I was talking on the last podcast, I was sick. I'm still feeling it, but I'm not as bad. But I'm gonna give one more round of audio. Get back to the video next week, and maybe some audio here. But to the people who watch on YouTube, apologies. You know, it's funny. It's like once I get things going with the video-wise side of things, you know, everyone enjoys the podcast. And they love the interactions that I do here, especially on video. And I'm just sorry. Like, I got sick. I'm still not 100%. If you looked at me, you'd be like, ugh, turn off the camera, big head boy. But we're going to talk about SmackDown. February 16th, 2024. We're in Salt Lake City, Utah with Corey Graves and Wade Barrett. The Rock rolls up. He's going to say his stuff tonight. He's going to do his thing. And I got a little bit of spoilers on this as I was going because I was very interested. And I was like, okay, cool, man. I'm going to dive through the show as fast as I can. We'll get to The Rock, see what The Rock has to say and whatnot. And I was like, but everything was on point tonight. Like storytelling-wise, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to set up. So we started off with the Elimination Chamber qualifying match for the men, Kevin Owens versus Dominic Mysterio. Dominic cuts a promo before, and he says, hey, the Judgment Day is here, and the Judgment Day is going to retain their tag team championships, and I'm going to go onto the Elimination Chamber and beat, you know, everybody, then go on to WrestleMania to face Seth Rollins. This is what Dominic's trying to build himself, and during this great match, R-Truth comes out, and he has made his decision. He has finally placed it where he stands, and I love the fact that he was calling Kevin the Miz. Dominic's like, give me a chair, give me a chair. If you want to be in the Judgment Day, give me a chair. And R-Truth grabs a chair, and he's playing it to the crowd very well, too. And then he takes the chair, and he sits in the chair and puts his arms in the cross and made his statement saying, you know what, fuck you, Dominic. And Kevin Owens got the win. That was really awesome. Then we get Kayla backstage with Drew McIntyre. You know, he's in the Elimination Chamber, and now that Kevin Owens is in it, man, this thing is stacking up. So when we get to the end here, I have the lineup, and it is ruthless, man. This is going to be a great pay-per-view, especially them being in Australia in a big stadium. Oh, I just can't wait. And it's like 2 a.m. in the morning for me to watch. But Drew's there. He's talking, and here comes LA Knight. They get a little bit in each other's face. And Drew's like, oh, keep making jokes. And LA's like, I'm not making jokes, buddy. I'm telling you the truth because I am LA Knight. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of speculations. I'm rooting for LA Knight to win the Elimination Chamber, but it's more than likely like a Drew McIntyre will win. Kevin Owens would be great and phenomenal to have Kevin versus Seth Rollins. You know, there's so much potential here, but I'm rooting for LA Knight. But from what I'm reading in the cards, is supposed to be LA Knight versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship, giving hopefully LA Knight his first title. You know, and I like how he called Drew an old man, but LA Knight's hungry. And we need to, like, keep the momentum going for LA Knight and not let that burn out. Roman Reigns rolls up. He's in a good mood. You know why he's in a good mood? He has the biggest superstar in the world on his side now, The Rock. This is how much he is so happy. He even hugs Jimmy. He's like, oh, come here, you stupid. Oh, look at you, little Uso. You know, I was just like, what is this Roman? He's just so happy. I love it. Logan Paul arrives. Then we have Kayla with Pete and Tyler. They have a big tag team match in the Elimination Chamber. Here comes Dominic. Dominic's running his mouth. And I like how Pete and Tyler's like, you know what, you want to do this next week, SmackDown? You and R-Truth against us. And Dominic's like, R-Truth is not part of Judgment Day. But it will be JD McDonough that's going to join Dominic to face Pete and Tyler next week on SmackDown. I don't know if it's going to be live. We'll see. And it's funny, it's like, that doesn't really matter to me because I usually watch the show the next day. Next match, elimination qualifier match for the women. Tiffany Stratton versus Zelina Vega. It's Tiffy time, baby! Oh my God, I was so happy Tiffany got the win. But, you know, we had the LDF out in the crowd. LWO had to come out, and of course, distractions for Zelina Vega by Elektra Lopez, and causing so much of a distraction. Tiffany got to do the prettiest moonsault and a little bit of a stiff landing to Zelina, even though I saw her get her arms where it needs to be when you take a bump. You know, when someone's coming off the top rope, they on their side, they put their hands on the side, and you'll see them kind of tense up so they can take whatever that person came, all the weight they come down on them and everything like that. But Tiffany came down knees into her gut. And I was like, oh, Tiffy, oh, no. I'm happy you won the match, but, gotta be careful, girl. But Tiffany is going on to the Elimination Chamber match, and I'm excited. I'm very excited for that. It's Tiffy time. I can say that a bazillion times. Tiffy. AJ Styles backstage, he's sitting in the locker room. He's all, I'm a lone wolf. And the OC comes over, and Carl Anderson's like, yo, man, what's wrong with you? And AJ slaps him, and then it causes a bit of attention. They're like, whoa, hey, man, hey, calm down. Everyone calm down. AJ and Carl's like, I bet you won't do that again. Yeah, so much tension, so much, like they want to kiss. But AJ, he has made his choice. He is no longer with the OC, and this is the final testament to that. And about the final testament, they're backstage because we have the AOP about to go into Squash Gang mode. Bum, 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 bum. But before that, we get a Damage Control promo. It is now Io, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. They are Damage Control. It is confirmed. The name doesn't move on, even though Bayley created it. This is the new version of Damage Control, and I like it. I like it a lot. And I can't wait until Bayley and Io face off at WrestleMania, brother. AOP versus Squash Gang, but we have the AOP who's going to face the Street Profits next week, which is going to be interesting. So next elimination qualifier match for the men, The Miz versus Logan Paul on TV. Man, fun match. These two have great chemistry. The Miz is the reason why Logan Paul is here. So, with the training and everything like that. But Logan Paul got the win. He's now going to be in the chamber. I was like, oh, no, Miz. Oh, poor Miz. No, Miz, come back. We got to give something to the Miz. So then we have Nick backstage. He's with Jade and Braun. Then Tiffany just busts in. And for some reason, Bianca and Liv are in the corner, just sitting in the corner, while Nick is trying to conduct business with Braun Breaker and Jade Cargill for their contracts. And yeah, Tiffany's like, I don't know how this wins, but I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you. And, toodles afterwards. And Nick is like, hey, calming everything down. That was my favorite part about this, because, all of a sudden, here comes Tiffany while these two are doing their business. And randomly, Bianca and Liv are in the corner of this office. Were they waiting to talk to Nick? Were they like, oh, we want to see this? Because Nick's like, no, this is very important. We're not ruining this because of this. But I was just like, why are they there then? It was so random. But that's pro wrestling at its finest. But Grayson Waller and Paul Heyman seen talking to each other, and I'm like, because Grayson Waller will be at Elimination Chamber for the Grayson Waller effect, and his guest is Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. So it's like, what's gonna happen there? Is that where The Rock and Seth will face off against Roman and The Rock? Like, not a match, but getting this feud even more fueled. fueled, ooh, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, there's more dominoes here. There's more things that we need to play. Next up, elimination qualifier match, Naomi versus Alba Fire. Who do you think's going to win? Naomi, she got new music. She looks great, and I'm glad. And my favorite part about this is after she gets to win, she's fixing her hair, even asked the ref, like, do I look good? Okay, cool. Now I'll raise my hand. So I was like, Naomi. And after this, we get Braun Breaker announced as he signed to SmackDown. Did that make sense? I don't know. It sounded weird in my head. But Braun Breaker is now on SmackDown, even though he's one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions. Comes out, Nick Aldis puts up his hand and everything like that. And so Braun Breaker's on SmackDown, and he will have his debut next week. I'm like, yes, please. Dakota Kai and Bayley backstage. Dakota's like, hey, man, I'm really sorry. You heard what the new Damage Control had to say. Like, they're going to come after us and blah, blah, blah. And Bayley's like, I don't know if I can trust you, which is true. She's like, if you've known this whole time that they've been talking shit, how can I trust you? So there's a little tension there, but it's eventually going to pay off with each other. I think Dakota Kai is going to get a beat down, and Bayley's going to come for the save and pick up her friend and give her a hug, which we have not seen Bayley do in so long. So It's a good time to be alive here, folks. Now, the bloodline. Roman Reigns comes out, Jimmy, Solo, Paul. This bloodline story has been going on for so long now, and it needed a refresh. And I'm glad we're going in the route of The Rock is now part of the bloodline. And not only is he part of the bloodline, but he brought back the Versace, he brought back the glasses, he got the chains on to show you that, hey, I am made of money, I am The Rock. Cuts a heel promo, and my favorite part about this I enjoyed, I was like, this is what I didn't know I wanted until The Rock took me on this ride with this promo, because it's classic, old school, heel Rock saying like, hey, we broke the biggest attendance here and everything. That's what y'all did, blah, blah. The biggest, what did he say? The biggest white trash being together. I don't know. He cut it so well, and he's going on, he's like, yeah, but he's made some points of like, Cody says he needs to finish the story. What sport is there like this? 49ers lost. They took it like men. They did this, they did that. You cry baby bitches. But that crowd, like, he was working that crowd. He was working that mic. And there's times I think I saw Paul had to cover his hand. Cover his hand. Cover his mouth with his hand because, I think he was laughing so hard. Because I was laughing. I was like, oh, my God. This is something we never knew that we needed, but we got it. We got the heel Rock. And he says, yes, I am part of the bloodline, and now we are the baddest mama jammas on the planet. And he says, right here, the bloodline. Can you smell what the bloodline is cooking? And they all get there. They all put the ones up, and I don't think he meant it intentionally to do it this way. But when he put up the one, it looked like an L, and everyone's like, "Oh, bang bang, scissor gang!" He's part of the bang bang. Oh, The Rock, man. I don't know if he did it on purpose or if it was just by accident, but when he put the one up, it looked like an L and everything. Like, everybody and their mama was tweeting about that shit, and it was fucking hilarious. Now let's talk about the men's Elimination Chamber match. Kevin Owens, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, and Logan Paul. Oh my goodness. That is a stacked chamber. So, we could set a story with LA and Logan that's going to go on to Mania. Randy can face Drew, or, I think Bobby still has his stuff at the Final Testament. It's either LA Knight or Owens. I'm going for LA Knight on this match. But, we'll talk about that and pick some predictions. And on the women's side of things, their Elimination Chamber, Naomi, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Tiffany Stratton, and they're having, I believe, a last chance opportunity rumble or whatever for the last spot. So I'm excited to see who's going to get that last spot. But that's a stacked chamber as well. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited for Elimination Chamber. Then we have Revolution, which we'll talk about later. But, yeah. All right, y'all. I got to say, stacked show from top to bottom. I give this show a solid 5 out of 5. WWE is on fire right now. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Share it with your grandma. Share it with your grandpa. Share it with the bum down at Walmart. I am KNB the Sexy Ninja. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo created by Penta X. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Tonight is the first night that we can say The Rock is a member of the bloodline.